I'm gonna be real with you guys. I absolutely up on the editing here, and the scaling is all off. The framing is gonna be off. So I don't think it's gonna be that bad, but it's kind of annoying, and I will fix it for the next episode. I apologize. This video went up a little later than I wanted it to. Next week will be better and more organized. I promise. Go Hogs, baby.
Yeah, I be on resolution. I wake up, feel like Malcolm X, I need this shit by NBA.
You don't need a bunch of money.
You don't need a bunch of shit in your closet. You just need to know what you like.
No, I can't hold you. Living life of a poacher. I guess it's in my culture. My auntie say I told you. Yeah, that drink, he got me loaded. Right now, can't lie, I'm floating. I ain't been feeling like I'm choking. Don't take that act until I pull up. I need you, I can't take so much weight up on my shoulder. Lock me down and I can't break. I gave my love and I get nothing in return. No, I can't fake it. Yes, it was chances I was faking.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are all domestic terrorists. Please welcome.
I wish people would see me how I look. I'm intelligently not intelligent. That's not intelligent as fuck, bro.
Welcome to Chasing the Chaos. This is the Consumption Network, and I am Eamon or Lebowski or E, whatever you want to call me. And this is episode 1. Like I said, Chasing the Chaos. Welcome. Today we're going to be going over fashion tips. We're going to be going over fucking news shit. And we're going to be going over some mental health shit. And maybe at the end. Because I didn't really write anything down for that. But I have some entertainment to talk about at the end, some fun stuff. So let's get into some fashion tips, shall we? If I didn't say before I get started, by the way, this is gonna be, that's what pretty much I'm gonna be doing, like almost every day. We're gonna be doing fashion, we're gonna be news, and entertainment, and then try to do something mental health related, try to leave on something good, try to leave on a fun note, right? So I got a lot of stuff to cover in the news, so I'm gonna try to get over the fashion stuff kind of quick here. Some fashion advice for this weird freaking climate here. I'm in New England, so I don't know about a lot of other people. Definitely if you don't have like any oversized stuff in your closet, I would incorporate that in there. My style is very out there. I've already established mine. If you don't know who Frugal Aesthetic is, you should look him up. He's got probably a lot better advice than I do. My shit is so liberal. I think he honestly would be annoyed about my takes on fashion, because I am so like, oh my god, you should figure out what you like. You should just do what you like, because this is what I like. Like, I don't know what do you want. Like, but with that being said, I will like this past Christmas, for example, for the first time. Oh my god, I'm gonna get some hate. I spent money, like I was able to spend money for Christmas, and it was home with my family for Christmas to get them all gifts. And I'm a big fashion guy, and my family, not to say that they aren't. My brother is, my twin is. My older brother, definitely not. My dad, when he dresses up, he's got a style, but when he's not, it's just difficult. But I basically got all my family stuff that I thought that I would like to wear, like basic, because I only got stuff for like my close family. So, or like, I'm just talking about like my family here. I try to incorporate things that like I would like, and it just so happened that everybody liked that. Everybody liked what I chose. Now, I don't know, also, because it's Christmas and people are just trying to be nice, they could have been fucking lying to me just be saying, "Oh my God, thank you so much, Eamon. I love this. You're so awesome for getting me a pair of clothes that I probably already have. But like, thank you, type shit." But I would like to think that they actually enjoyed the style, because I tried to. I have a very universal style. I have a very like comfortable style. I would like to say, like, it's very oversized, it's very baggy, it's very street, sometimes very Americore. I don't know all of the styles. We're gonna go over that right now. So let's get into the video because I'm taking too long here. It's already been like 4 minutes of me yapping some little advice here. Also, get a puffer jacket. If you don't, I still need to get one. Beanie, get a fucking beanie. You don't fucking have like a nice beanie with just something nice to wear, like with a nice little beanie. Accessories. In the winter, accessories. Because sometimes, like, you can dress like warm, or you can wear accessories that make you warm, if you know what I'm saying. Like, there's, like, as winter allows, and fall, especially in spring, sometimes, like, beginning of spring, allows for you to explore, different types of accessories. Not necessarily jewelry and shit like that, but, like, vests and beanies, scarves, maybe a pair of gloves, maybe different types of hats, jackets, shoes, boots, right? I don't know if shoes or boots are accessories, but I wanted to segue. This is a fucking stupid way of segueing into, on top of being able in the winter to pick your accessories. Like, you should be able to find, like, instead of finding like a nice pair of sneakers, it's a perfect time to explore a boot or a hiking shoe or a Doc, like a Doc Martin, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. These are just different types of little things you can do. Specifically, I wanted to talk about shoes because shoes make or break an outfit. For me, that's one of my biggest advices that I've been able to go off of. Like, if I can't pick an outfit, I will grab a pair of shoes some days. Obviously, I finish with the shoe, but I will grab a pair of shoes and kind of make an outfit based off of that shoe. Or, because I've already known my shoes and I have shit ton of shoes, I can make an outfit and then just pick a shoe. Like, because I have a very specific style, and that's gonna take a while. It took me a long fucking time. Okay, there was a while there where I looked like a fucking idiot. I looked like a jerk off. I looked like stupid as shit. I felt uncomfortable in a lot of shit. But you have to try. You have to try. Specifically, one of the biggest advices I can give you, okay, this is specifically for fucking men. This is specifically for guys because, oh my fucking god, it feels like men, like, don't know how to style sometimes. Sorry. Every guy can be a 7 if you take care of yourself, okay? One of the biggest pieces of fashion advice that isn't even fashion related is just having taking care of yourself. That means, like, having a good, having a nice blue body wash. Get fucking face wash if you don't have it. You don't even need to get, like, any sort of shit to do, like, a whole process. You just need, like, face wash or face scrub to put on in the shower, or both. Not a 2-in-1. No fucking 2-in-1s. Dump all your 2-in-1s. Get straight body wash, straight conditioner, and straight shampoo.
No gay. Gay? What? Me?
And figure out which one works for your hair. Like, take a minute to do that. That's a mental health tip too. Okay? That's on top of being like a fashion tip. It was, for me, to do that. Like, that's why, like, you'll notice as these shows go on, I'll have so many different styles. I'll have as it relates to not only my hair and my facial hair and my look, specifically my facial hair. I'm comfortable doing a bunch of different shit because I've tried a bunch of different shit and I know what's good and I know what's not good. And like, because you also need to figure out if you can grow your beard out. So you gotta try. You gotta try to grow that out at least once. That's what I'm doing. I've done it a couple times, but this is what I'm doing. Like now I'm like actually legitimately trying because I have time. But it's that is a huge mental health tip for you. Okay? Sorry, I thought that my camera just stopped. But
every dude is a 7.
If you just try to take care of yourself, you try to figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You gotta it takes time. It just like anything else, and just like studying or doing research or whatever the fuck you're doing, or fucking playing a sport, even video games, dude. Even a show that you're watching, it takes time to figure out like what's happening, like what's going on, like what's going to happen. Like it takes a minute to be able to have your own, oh, this is what I think, type conclusion, I guess. Jesus Christ, I sound like, what am I yapping about right now? I sound like a fucking idiot, dude. I don't know if I made that clear at the beginning of this podcast, but I'm a dumbass. You'll figure that out. I've done my research. I swear, inshallah, on God, I've done my fucking research. But my lord, as ironic as it is for a communication major, sometimes I do not know how to goddamn speak. Ugh. Anyway, for the spring, some fashion advice for the spring: incorporate like I said, baggy clothes, oversized shit. Get a pair of like jean shorts. I like fringe. I think fringy shorts are gonna be like low key in. Jean shorts specifically. I'm just saying that because I'm biased. I have a spare pair of shorts that I haven't been able to like incorporate hugely, and I want to do that this coming spring. But definitely oversized shorts, big bottoms, tight top. God damn. But tight top, loose bottoms for fall. God damn, I can't speak. Look at me. Spring. Like I like to in the spring, this coming spring, I think what's gonna be a big thing is like tank tops and like a nice pair of pants. I'm trying to incorporate like more patterns, as you can see, into my style. Okay, this is camo. Not necessarily. I guess it is a pattern. But I'm trying to incorporate, I want to get like more patchwork and more like jeans with they're like work jeans. I think workwear is like it's gonna be really in this is in right now. It has been in for a minute, and it's gonna keep being a thing. I think basically all the trends. Let's just segue into the trends, okay? I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. This is my podcast. I can do what I want. Okay? The trend, I think basically, I don't even think, like Frugal said, dude, I don't think, and a bunch of other people that I watch who talk about fashion, I think all the trends that were like last year are gonna be in this year. Okay? Like there's not much is gonna change. Like it's pretty much I think fashion has hit a point where there's not much more to do, except with the fact that like the average American, the average person is now catching up with like the fashion. So now like people that actually like massively give a fuck about fashion. Like I don't honestly, I find fashion people annoying as shit, dude. Like I like frugal aesthetic, but I like hate the fashion community, dude. It's so cutthroat. It's so annoying. It's so like, this is what I like, and this is fucking good, and this is fucking not good. And like, it's like, Frugal, that's why like Frugal's kind of like a refreshing voice, even though he has some harsh or specific styles and takes. Everyone, I guess, you need that. You need that. You need to be a little, you know? But I think that the fashion community is just annoying as shit. The fashion community is extremely annoying when it comes to like advice and stuff, or like trying to just even like get into fashion or care about it. I mean, some people genuinely do have like good styles, just like offhand, and that's what you should go off of, I think. But like don't sometimes don't listen to people. Like, even with me, sometimes don't listen to me, look at me. Like, I will sometimes my outfit will scream better advice to you than my words. So I want to show you my outfit today. I don't know if I have already. I am currently wearing these camo pants. These were actually really cheap. I think these were only like $40. This freaking shirt, just like little sweater, USA basketball sweater that I got on Instagram. This is a fishing vest that I got from a thrift store in Philly. That I was like, okay, I have no money right now, but I have to get this. This is sick. And I've got compliments everywhere I go for it. This is a cap I actually got from, it's like an old school, like Boston, like Irish cap. It's kind of weird, but I kind of like it, to wear it like this backwards, that my aunt got me for Christmas. I got these glasses at fucking Target for like $3. I actually think I stole them. These earrings I also stole. They're two different sets of earrings. I lost this set, so I was like, fuck it, I'll wear this set, which I still have. I don't know if you can see. I'll come to the camera real quick. And then I'll tell you what I'm wearing, right, like for my jewelry real quick. And then I'm going to show you, I'm wearing this. These two rings are the same. This one broke. I want to make sure my shit was okay. This one broke on this hand when I was making a TikTok, but this one is not broken, and it is a like little Islam ring, because I know some people that are Muslim, and I have Quran. I don't necessarily follow it by the book. I also have a little St. Christopher, because I also don't follow Christianity by the book. And then this is also the Christianity ring and the Islam ring are on the same finger, or same hand, same finger. Yeah, you wear two rings on the same finger, you fucking idiot. What the fuck's wrong with you? And then this is a ring that I got on Amazon for like a fucking $1, and then this is a little Gaza bracelet that I got for $1 that went to aid. Anyway, I'm gonna come show you really quickly. Anyway, so yeah, hope you saw my earrings. Sorry, I didn't necessarily show you that. You know, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's my little outfit for today. That took way too long. I'm sorry. Anyway, so let's get into the actual shit that I want to talk about, that Frugal talked about a little bit, where I'm getting this advice from. So let's go over some tips from like the past year and things that to help you get into fashion. So I'm specifically going off of a video that I will link here to Frugal Aesthetic that he made about fashion advice and fashion tips. And he went thoroughly in depth. I'm not going to do that because I have some other stuff to get into, and I've already taken 20 minutes to Sorry. Advice number 1, get your measurements. 1000% get your measurements. Not necessarily, I still don't have all of my fucking like exact measurements for everything, but I know my sizes necessarily. Like I know that I'm and I know that I like to wear oversized stuff, so I will get a size or two above what I normally wear, or my size. But know your size. You need to know your size so that you can get different types of clothing, and also women's clothes for men. If you aren't aware, women's clothes also can fit you and also are aesthetically pleasing on you as well. You can do that. I have multiple pairs of pants that are women's pants. You would not even know it. But anyway, like I said, get your measurements. That is a amazing piece of advice from Frugal, or from his video that he went over. These are all, like I said, these are all, I don't want to keep fucking mentioning this. These are all tips and things that Frugal went over in his video that I have linked right here. Wear what you like. That was, that's honestly like a piece of advice that he said he didn't really love. I kind of like wear what you like. I think that you need to be able to, obviously, some people have very different tastes of what they like, and it might be awful. So it's not an awesome piece of advice, but it's definitely like C tier. It's definitely like, it's a good yeah, you need to find stuff that's like presentable that you like. Another piece of advice, color theory and color wheel is a great way of starting out. I think he kind of voted that low. I think that's S tier. I think that's an amazing piece of advice. I think if you don't know your style and you don't know like what you want to wear, you should base your style off of color. And especially, I will get to it, but based off of the color of your shoes. Next up, we have don't mix metals. I don't necessarily agree with this. I as you could tell, as you saw with my jewelry, I love to mix metals. Not necessarily all the time, but I think that when you're starting out, you should find a color that suits you. So you should get, if you want to start getting jewelry, you need to pick a color. You can't just get a bunch of jewelry that's just all different colors and just throw it on with a bunch of with a weird style, with a style that you haven't established yet. It's gonna be odd. You're not gonna feel comfortable, and people might give you, who actually know fashion, or people are gonna just give you weird looks because you're just not necessarily, you're not being cohesive with the design of what you're wearing. We will get into being cohesive as we go through this advice. Like I said, I think that as you go further on in your fashion, you can start to mix metals. But when you start out, you need to pick a material. Sorry, color, material, whatever the fuck. Another one that he went over was don't be ugly. That's not necessarily easy for everyone. But that's also hard for some other people. Okay, but for the majority of people, and like myself and others, don't be ugly is a pretty hard thing. So I would say that's pretty shit advice. Okay, I think that's just probably some bullshit that people have gone over. Honestly, I'm not even gonna go over that one. And the Be Hot one also, I'm not going over. Those are two that I'm not gonna cover. Shop vintage and resale, 1,000% S tier. If you are shopping, if you are looking for clothes, go and look for secondhand stuff first. Go to those places that the resell clothes. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Goodwill, fucking places like Goodwill that and thrift stores that have shit that people have brought to just toss out. We need to stop incorporating this fast fashion stuff, and it's difficult, but you can find a lot of really good stuff on resale for cheaper than the actual price of stuff. And when it comes to shoes or things that are trendy right now, which a lot of stuff is going back to the 90s and early 2000s and like 70s shit. When you shop resale or vintage or thrift, you will probably find pieces that and articles of clothing that are honestly better than and like personal to you than if you were looking on some like trying to get like the newest pair of Jordans or the newest pair of fucking Dunks or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the hell, Doc Martens or whatever the fuck. You can find some really nice stuff. You can find, that's why I was saying, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, the Western style. Great style, because like you can find a nice pair of cowboy boots, and cowboy boots go with everything. If you don't have a pair of Timbs, biggest piece of advice I can give you that's not on this list, get a fucking pair of Timbs. Get a regular color pair of Timbs. Get the regular average color Timberland boot. You need it. You need it. It's an expensive little boot, but you need it. Or a Doc Marten. I don't have Doc Marten. I have Timbs. That you need a boot. You need something that can be worn up and down. So you can wear it up or you can wear it down. Timberland is a perfect boot. Doc Marten is a perfect boot or shoe. Shop vintage and resale, please. Let's normalize that, please. Invest in better pieces and cut out junk. That gets easier with time and money. It's not necessarily easy if you don't have time and you don't have a lot of money. It's also easy to cut out stuff. Like if you have a lot of stuff and you know you're not wearing it, which I'm about to get into in the next probably few weeks, that you don't wear a lot, you should just like give it away and or put it out on the market if it's good enough too. Don't hog your stuff also, and don't try to hold on to stuff that you know isn't working anymore. Like you gotta let go sometimes, and that's okay. It's okay to let go. We don't need to be hoarders. Look at my room. I mean, I have trouble letting go. As you can see, some of this shit's new, but yeah. Anyway, next piece of advice: don't follow the hype. That's a fucking bullshit piece of advice. Follow the hype sometimes. Don't always follow the hype. Don't like that. That's like a good. It's good like to not and to do your own thing with the hype specifically, but follow it because the trend, a hype or a trend is a trend, and it's right now. Some of these trends and some of this stuff and some of these styles are universal and they're gonna last forever, and everyone and your kids are gonna be wearing this style. Okay. And we should normalize this, like fashion and people having their unique styles, so just wearing what someone is telling them to wear. You should also look at people and dress and take things from people that you see that you like. Next advice: keep it simple. Perfect piece of advice for people starting out and in episode 1 of this podcast. Keep it fucking simple. Do not fucking try to do some weird shit when you're starting out. Don't do that. You're gonna fuck yourself over. Like, I mean, if you don't, like I said with the colors and everything, you need to figure out, and wearing what you like, you need to figure out in order to figure out what you like, you need to start somewhere. So that doesn't mean, like, I'll show you an example what I mean when I say keep it simple, not what the internet and what these fucking fashion freakazoids mean when they say, these online fuckers say when they mean fucking normal. I'll show you the difference between the fucking two, okay? Frugal already did. But, yeah, keep it simple. Great piece of advice, definitely. Look in the mirror before you leave your place. Yes, 1,000 fucking %. That is one of my, one piece of advice. I go by that, that's my, life motto. I've said this since I started wearing clothes. Even when I just, got into college and I started caring about like the way that I look as in a fashion sense, I needed a mirror. I could not necessarily. I'm also a fucking Leo and I'm a narcissist, so I needed a fucking mirror because I needed to be able to see like I wanted to be able to see like what's good, what's not good, and I need to be able to take something off. Not necessarily like the piece of advice that was like look in the mirror and take one thing off. Like I don't think you need to take one thing off. I think you just need to look in the mirror before you leave. Because if you look in the mirror and you're like, oh fuck, I look like shit, and you're going somewhere that you don't care about, I mean I guess it doesn't matter. I'm biased. I think even like when you're I think people should just try. Like I think people should just you should just have enough. I guess it's hard to have a good wardrobe because I already have like a very wide wardrobe, but and like clothes to wear for everything. So I just have when I go to bed, I look like I'm going to like walking on a runway for like a fucking street where. But when you fucking, I'll show you. When you're fucking starting out, you need to be able to look in the mirror and keep it simple. Simple is best, and looking in the mirror before you leave, great piece of advice to just keep going. That's just a motto that I live by. Have fun, 1000%. I'm sorry for yapping so much. I'm probably gonna cut a bunch of this shit out. Have fun with your fashion, 1000%. You need to have fun with what you are trying to wear. Don't have too much fun, because, you know, obviously, like they say with drugs and addiction, or fucking alcohol, you know, figure out your limit, because enough is enough, but too much ain't fucking good. I don't fucking know. That probably made no fucking sense. I forgot what the fucking saying is. Oh, whatever it is, whatever the fucking shit is. Next quote, buy on sale, or next piece of advice, buy on sale instead of a sale. Yes. I literally buy everything on sale, like every piece of clothing that I'm wearing, except for the stuff that I said that I stole or is not, I didn't buy. I bought on sale. I try to find stuff on a clearance. I try to find stuff that's really cheap, inexpensive. That's why I'm doing this fashion thing and talking about it, because a lot of I have a lot of pieces of clothing. My dad gets fucking pissed off at me all the fucking time. He's like, stop fucking spending money! What the fuck? And I'm like, I hear you, but I want to have fun. Okay? I want to have fun. And you can do that, like I said with the last piece of advice. Look at that. Let's compare it to the last piece of advice. In order to have fun, you need to be able to start, and especially starting out, you need to be able to buy things on sale. That goes back to investing in better pieces and cutting out the junk. It's easier to cut out junk than it is to invest in better pieces. Or invest, like, when he says invest in better pieces, he means like more expensive pieces. That's harder to do. You can find things that look expensive that are better pieces than your junk that you have. I need to toss a bunch of my junk out. So, I don't know. Anyway, buy on sale instead of a sale. Like, don't buy something just because there's a sale. Don't go because there's a coupon on it. Like, look in the clearance section first. There's a lot of good shit there. Okay? No one fucking does. That's why no one's probably gonna listen to that, but there's a lot of good fucking shit in there. And unfortunately, I'm wearing it all. Clothes look best in the store. Bull fucking shit. Bullshit. You can't fucking judge in one article of clothing that you are looking at in the mirror at the store, because you went there in an outfit. You went there in a specific outfit, and you are looking for shit to add to your wardrobe. Like, yeah, maybe, like, if you're gonna, here's a piece of advice that as it pertains to clothes look best in the store. If you think that, then wear your most versatile outfit. Wear a pair of jeans and a white pair of shoes or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Wear something versatile as fuck that like goes with everything. Specifically, we will get into the last piece of advice, and then we will get into the news, okay? It all ends with the shoes, okay? If you don't have a nice pair of shoes to finish, like, you don't even need to spend a lot of money on a nice pair of shoes. Converse are nice shoes. There are fucking cheap pairs of Nikes that are dope as shit. Vans are a great fucking brand. Puma is a fucking dope fucking brand. There's a bunch of other small brand shoes you can find. Asics is a great running shoe that's gaining a lot of popularity around. All those smaller brand shoes are gaining a lot of popularity again because these bigger brand names not only are making their shoes so expensive, but they've kind of lost touch a little bit, and people are going backwards. So a lot of these companies now, and the bigger names like Jordan and Nike, are going backwards because of these smaller brands and these smaller companies that are keeping it simple and going back to vintage and like reselling the shit that was from the 90s and from the early 2000s, that people were like, hey, I like this shit. This shit's dope. Yeah, that's some advice. I think there was one more. Also, last little piece of advice that's like a new one, I guess, right now, is the proportions or rule of thirds. I will pull up all the images to this shit as I'm talking about it, but fucking that one, it takes time. Like, it's similar to getting your measurements, but that one's also a really good piece of advice. Figuring out what pieces of clothing go best with what. It's boring as shit, like the measurements thing. I don't know if I mentioned that, because Frugal talked about it. Frugal talks about everything. I pretty much agree with Frugal throughout this video. I just had a couple things that I disagree with that I wanted to touch on and share with you guys. But great pieces of advice here for you guys to start out with your fashion, okay? Now, let's get into some more touchy subjects, shall we? Let's get into the news, alright? Now, I was gonna talk about a bunch of stuff today. There was a story that came out of Israel today or Lebanon, that a Hamas leader was taken out by Israel. I did not prepare for that today and this recording, so I'm not going to be covering that today. Today, I'm going to be covering a few stories from the past week and the end of 2023. Specifically, there's a couple stories. Specifically, the first story we're going to talk about, let's just get right into it. Israel's central bank cuts interest rates by 4.5% amid ongoing conflict. I read this article this is an article from news.cn, and then there was another article from Jerusalem Post that I read that I'm going to read to you right now. Israel's central bank announced on Monday that the decision to lower its benchmark interest rate by 0.25 percentage points to the new rate of 4.5%, according to a statement released by the bank. Quote, in view of the war, the Monetary Committee's policy is focusing on stabilizing the markets and reducing uncertainty alongside price stability and supporting economic activity, end quote, said the statement. Meanwhile, the bank said that the pace of inflation saw a continuous decline recently, and that the continuous rate of inflation of moderating based on an analysis on the inflation dynamic monitored on a quarterly and semi-annual basis. It added that inflation is predicted by a number of sources to reach the government's target range of 1 to 3% in the first quarter of this year. Regarding the next interest rate decision, which is scheduled for February 26, the bank stated that the rate will be determined in accordance with the continued convergence of inflation to its target financial market stability, economic activity, and financial policy. So, from my understanding and from someone who I've talked to who was part of the stock market and has a finance degree or a degree in business. My understanding is that Israel's economy is not driven by how their own country is doing economically. Now they're receiving a bunch of aid right now, but it is driven by the European economy because that is the part of the economy that they are a part of. So that doesn't mean that necessarily the Israeli economy is doing well. It more so necessarily means that the European economy or the EU is doing well, because Israel's economy is not driven by, this is not my quote, and this is someone else's. Israel's economy is driven by the world economics, not their own statehood economics. So their interest rates are dropping because Europe is doing better. Now, at the same time, their interest rates are getting lower because they are receiving a ton of aid. But in my personal opinion on this, they've lowered their interest rates because, like they say, their target is financial market stability and economic activity as two of their targets for the next year. That tells me that they're preparing for, maybe not necessarily for a to not receive a lot, but based on what's going on in the Middle East right now, and in specifically Israel and how Israel is acting, they are setting themselves up to have a difficult financial year in 2024, regardless of how you view this situation. That's my opinion. And regardless of what's going on in the conflict, and I think that they are setting themselves up for a difficult economic year in the next year. Now with that, let's move on to the next story. That's my take on that, and that's the first story coming out of Israel. Another story that I saw that I didn't read coming out of Israel was that Israel says it will defend itself against genocide accusations at the World Court filed by South Africa. I just would like to say, when has anyone that has said in the history of time that they are going to defend themselves, that they've ever won? Except for OJ. Okay? And I think we all know what happened with OJ. I haven't even read that story. I just thought that was funny that was said. I thought that was a funny little story line that I saw that was entertaining. I just don't know when anyone that in the history of time, in court, anywhere, ever, that has said they're going to defend themselves has ever successfully defended themselves. OJ didn't even defend himself. OJ won because he had a really good lawyer. Sorry, I think I might have shouted into the mic right there. Ted Bundy defended himself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's move on to the next story. Beer drinking in America falls to the lowest level in a generation. Now, I saw this story, and I thought this was a really good thing. As you see, there's a beer on my table right there. Based on this article, let's read what it says here. It wasn't just Bud Light. The past year saw the lowest level of beer consumed in the U.S. in a generation, according to industry group Beer Marketers Insights. as consumers shifted away from traditional favorites to other forms of alcohol, and in a growing number of cases, avoided alcoholic beverages altogether. Now, I could say, based off of this first paragraph, as even working in a liquor store, there have been a lot of people that come in that don't even purchase alcoholic beverages. There's a lot of people that come in that will purchase non-alcoholic beverages to just have the aesthetic that they are picking up an alcoholic beverage, even though they know it's not. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty interesting. Now, I myself still drink. I'm a young person, very young person. I'm 23 years old. I am going to still drink. That is not going to be something I plan on stopping myself. I wouldn't recommend that for anyone else. You do what pleases you. I think that, however, with that statement, you should watch how you drink, and also, if you are drinking, follow up the drink with a water, as I do myself. But I find it interesting that this is an article that came out, and it's actually really interesting because I've seen it working at a liquor store, that there's a lot of people that will come in and not get any alcohol, and will, in fact, even though if it was just holidays, a lot of people just bought a bunch of wine and boxes of wine, and it was very hectic. There were people that would come in and only get non-alcoholic stuff. And I thought that was very interesting, as it pertains especially to this article. Along the lines of the Bud Light situation, I did not see that at where I work. There were tons of people. Now, in New England is ironically as progressive as it is. Where I am, a pretty conservative area, from my understanding. And even with that, people were still purchasing Bud Light. Like, lots of people. Like more than you would think. Like, as much as like the media has said, like, or left-wing media might say, or whatever, that Bud Light sales are falling, or whatever, and that even this article said that Bud Light sales are falling. I have seen Bud Light still being purchased often where I am. And even with that, with this article talking about the rise in a generation of people that are not drinking, and less people that have like stopped, more people that have stopped drinking, right? Specifically, I know a lot of people that have joined AA, and I know a lot of people that have, especially at this liquor store, that have stopped drinking, or that are purchasing more non-alcoholic beverages. And I personally know people that have switched over to non-alcoholic beverages instead of alcoholic beverages. Not myself. I haven't done that. I'm still going to do it myself. But I thought that's very interesting, and I thought that's really pretty cool of our generation in this article. So, that's a pretty cool story, right? So let's move on to the next story here. I'm sorry, these transitions are fucking shit, aren't they? They're pretty dog shit transitions. But, the U.S. national debt hits a record $34 trillion, right? Now, I think I'm not going to talk about this. Yeah, no, I'm not going to touch on this subject, because I don't want to talk, it's just very depressing. Okay, this story I wanted to talk about, because I thought that this, excuse me, I fucking just dinged my desk. I thought this fucking shit was so hilarious, dude. North Carolina pastor under arrest after trying to baptize McDonald's cook in deep fryer for insulting wife. Did you hear that fucking headline, dude? That is the greatest headline of all time. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anyone says. Oh my god. Like, that is one of the greatest headlines of all time, dude. I don't care what you say. I don't care. I have to read the story. I have to read this. A pastor in North Carolina was charged with assault after a video showed him attacking his wife's co-worker at a fast food restaurant. The incident occurred when the pastor's wife, who was training to be a manager at the restaurant, called him in for help after feeling disrespected by other workers. Witnesses stated the pastor walked behind the counter, grabbed the employee by the neck, and punched him multiple times. Several employees had to intervene to stop the assault. Man, whoa. Man's charged with assaulting the wife's co-worker. What the fuck? What the hell do I read then? A British fucking straight man. Man, damn it. I guess I'm gonna keep fucking reading it like this for a minute, cause I fucking went into the accent, so I can't get out of it. High point. Police in North Carolina have charged a man with assaulting his wife's co-worker behind the counter of a fast food restaurant, saying he put his hands on the cook's neck and pushed his head towards the deep fry. Jesus fucking Christ. High Point police officers were called Thursday to McDonald's on South Main Street, where a manager in training said she called her husband for help after employees were disrespecting her. Police said in an incident report posted online, witnesses told police that when the woman's husband would arrive, he walked around the counter and placed his hands around the cook's neck, pushing his head toward the deep fryer, and punched him several times in the face until he was pulled away, and the report states. The victim, who had large contusion on his forehead and right eye, scratches on his neck, chose to have his family take him to a hospital, police said. I don't know where that accent went. I think I went in 3 different accents right there. Sorry. I had to read it like that because I don't know if you understood. I don't even give a shit about that fucking story, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's North Carolina, dude. That's like a Floridian ass story right there. All right. Now to end it on the political note, and move on to the entertainment part and our end segment that I'm going to be reviewing on entertainment in a movie I will be talking about called Saltburn. When someone mentions that they don't want to talk politics, let's just listen to what RFK recently said about COVID-19 and how it was, quote, targeted to attack Caucasians and black people. The people who are most immune are Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese, end quote. Mr. Jr. said in a shared video by the New York Post. I just like you to think about that quote when someone says that they don't want to talk about politics. Because Mr. RFK Jr. is a massive conspiracy theorist, okay? And when someone says they don't want to talk about politics, it doesn't necessarily mean their politics are bad. But in my experience, the only people who have said that they don't want to talk about politics have some sort of political stance that they are insecure about, or know that is potentially bad, that they may not want to share. That's my experience. I don't know about anyone else's. That's just my. Now let's move on to an entertaining aspect. Let's get into my review of the movie Saltburn. Okay? Saltburn. Starring Barry Keoghan, Jacob Elordi. I don't know. I honestly don't remember who else. It was basically just like Barry Keoghan and Jacob Elordi. They were the stars of the movie. What do I have to say about it? I have in my... Dude. No. I have in my notes here, bisexual visibility. Lol. I thought that was a pretty pretty funny note to put in there because it really is a movie just basically about bisexual visibility, like in the most sociopathic, gay, very gay thriller, disgustingly weird fucking way possible. It's most like, oh, what the fuck. This movie is so strange. Saltburn, I wanted spoilers, okay? Spoilers, big spoilers. Very gay, very strange. If you're homophobic, you're not gonna want to watch the movie. But it's a really good movie. It really is really good. It's actually an amazing movie cinematically. I might have to watch it a second time in order to get like what the film is about. All I got out of it is that Barry Keoghan, if that's how you pronounce his last name, gay, is preparing for a role as the Joker in the next Batman. And I was kind of fine with that. There was a lot of aspects to the movie that I thought were very strange, and that especially the ending of the movie was very eye-opening, or shutting, if you will. If you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh boy, oh my god. But all I got from it was that Barry Keoghan was preparing to play Joker in the next Batman. That's all that I got. Especially knowing his behind the scenes scene as the Joker in the previous Batman, but also the way that he played this character, the things that he did that were just so strange and odd. Now that's what he likes to do. He likes to play these characters. Barry Keoghan does. But this all I got was that from that movie. An honest review of the movie. Beautiful movie. Honestly, it was a really good movie. Like, I loved it. I thought it was a very great thriller. I wish, I'm not gonna lie, I think even my girlfriend said the same thing. I wish Barry didn't pull his balls out so much. You know, at the end there. That would have been nice if he didn't do that. And there was a couple scenes that would have been nice that didn't happen. There was a couple scenes that happened that shouldn't have happened. If you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, that was so awful. Oh my god, that was so bad. Oh my god. Anyway, great movie. Altogether, it's a ride. It's a journey. You should watch it. It's definitely similar to another movie that I reviewed on this channel with Lakeith Stanfield. I forget what it's called. I'll pull it up here on the screen. But still a great movie. You should definitely watch it. I would recommend it. Bisexual visibility, lol, for sure. Gay. It's a very gay movie. It's very gay. Be warned. If you're homophobic. But anyway, with that, I think I'm gonna end the podcast here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week, I'll try to have a better, more conducive episode. I might record another episode in the coming days here. So next week's episode might be a little more like between these 2 weeks. But it'll hopefully be a little more productive, regardless. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had a good time. I really enjoyed this, and I think this is gonna be really fun in the future. And I hope I can turn some of this stuff into smaller content. And I'm gonna be making more smaller form content out of this stuff that I'm doing here, and hopefully I can, walk around and give you guys more of a better videos after this one. This was just kind of like a walkthrough for myself. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to have fun through this journey with you guys. This was for a first episode. This was kind of rough, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, see you next week. Have a good one. See you next time.
Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and share this video. Hit the notification bell.
You don't need a bunch of money.
You don't need a bunch of shit in your closet. You just need to know what you like.
I'm just saying. If you say get out. I sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to offend nobody. Honestly. Probably will. Most people treat me how I look. I'm intelligently not intelligent.